Hey guys, I'm Devin de Lima. So the other day I had to go through this whole process, and long story short, I was at the place where dreams go to die. I was at the place that I'm pretty sure is actual purgatory. I was at the place where customer service is made up and our lives, they don't matter. I was at the DMV. So yeah, long story short, it sucked. I was there for 2 hours just trying to get my license figured out, and you know, it's a pain in the neck. But I actually got to overhear some things that kind of made me a little grateful for where I'm at in my life, and I want to share them with you. As I'm waiting, you know, I think my number was like F695 and they were on like F600. There's a mom and a teenage boy behind me. They're just talking. And then she finds out, oh my god, Timmy didn't bring his social security card. There's no proof of his social security number. And I'm hearing this, and the woman gets so angry at her child. And you know, here's how it went down. Why don't you have it? Where is it? I don't know, Mom. It's locked up in your bedroom. Well, why didn't you remind me to grab it? I didn't think it was my responsibility to remind you to get something for me when we were coming here for me. Well, it is, and you're acting very immature about this. Now we have to call your father and get him to drive all the way over here. I'm sorry. You need to be more responsible with your things. You told me don't worry about it, that you were going to grab it. You should have asked. What? Just hearing this idiotic exchange made me really appreciate being a full-fledged adult now. I recently turned 25. I am so happy to be 25. I dreaded it for a while there, but then when this sort of thing happens near me, I'm just like, wow, thank God I am not a teenager or a kid anymore. For the record, I feel like everyone says like, oh, you know, don't waste the best years of your life as a child in high school, whatever, because after then, you know, it's all downhill. Like, it's gonna be horrible. And that's not it at all. I think that actually being a kid sucks. Case in point, if you are a child or you're just younger than someone, chances are no one's gonna listen to you. That's just how it is. We constantly make excuses for these children who have valid points, and we think, no, they don't have enough life experience, or they don't know how the world works yet. Well, I mean, why does that have anything to do with anything? Really? I mean, why does their opinion suddenly become invalid simply because they were born when they were born? That doesn't make sense. Furthermore, as an adult, I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to live with what's given to me by my parents, which, you know, granted, I grew up in a household where I could have vocalized and been like, you know, I would rather have this tonight, and we probably would have been accommodated for, but not every kid has that option. And now I could just be like, you know what, it's 2 a.m. I want a milkshake, and I can get up and go get a freaking milkshake. Whereas when you're a kid, you're told like, no, you need to be responsible, you need to have this, you need to have that, and like you need to set these boundaries for these kids. But like, I want to tell these kids like, hey man, it actually does get better, because someday you're not gonna have anyone telling you to do shit. Furthermore, you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. And you don't have to worry about your parents coming in, talking to you while you're trying to watch your TV, or just like ruining something. As an adult, like I could sit here and binge watch whatever, and no one's here to stop me. And that's amazing. I can be as irresponsible as I want. Well, you know, within the reason of like the law and stuff. And back to the DMV, I can just get in my car and go. I mean, as long as I have the money to pay for gas and I kind of have a little bit of a plan, I can just go wherever I want. And that's awesome. I don't have to wait for someone to come pick me up. I don't have to wait for someone to agree to take me somewhere. I don't have to be on someone else's schedule. I can be on my own time. And in the same way, if you are somewhere where you don't want to be out in public, you can go. You, again, don't have to be on someone else's schedule. You don't have to wait for someone to pick you up. if you feel uncomfortable in the situation or you feel whatever, you can just be like, all right, bye, or just Irish goodbye and leave, or you could just make up a stupid excuse just to go. Like, there's so many options. Man, adulthood's great. You don't necessarily need anyone's permission to spend money. I mean, other times when you're a kid and you have an allowance, or even with your job, your parents are there always when you're spending money because they're usually the ones that gave it to you, or they're the ones that had to take you somewhere to spend it. So like, you know that you can't spend it on anything insane because they're gonna say something, or they might judge you, or they might make a comment about it and make it uncomfortable for you when you're already uncomfortable enough about spending X amount of money. You know what I mean? But it's something that you genuinely want. So that all being said, as an adult, we get to choose which people we actually let know about those certain transactions. And that's great. It's so freeing. And lastly, you can sleep as long as much as you want. Now, I know that this video is mostly about how to be an irresponsible adult, but I think a lot of us are irresponsible. We know what we should, quote unquote, be doing, but it just feels so much better to do the opposite when you know that you shouldn't be doing something. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. But hey, I go home now and I see my parents. They don't wake me up to, get up and get going now that I'm 25 if I'm sleeping till noon, because I've kind of lived out on my own, and they're like, well, that's a decision of his own now. Whereas before, when I was 18, it was on the weekend, they're banging on my door telling me to get up because they didn't want me to sleep through the whole day and mess up my sleep cycle, this and that, and Like, I had no idea what my responsibilities and repercussions for my actions were. And maybe I didn't at the time, but you know what? I do now, and I still don't give a crap. I can wear an effing hat indoors. I'm a freaking adult. Hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every single Saturday. If you're an adult, tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite parts about being an adult? Because I think it's awesome. I think we've been lied to our entire life about how being a child is like the best thing in the world. It can be, but honestly, being an adult is kind of amazing. And if you're under the age of 18, you still live with your parents, or even if you're older than 18 and you live with your parents, whatever, comment down below. What are you most looking forward to in adulthood? Whether you're already an adult or not. I hope you guys like this video, and I love you so much, and I'll see you guys next week for another brand new video. Later.